Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurawati Wadiha binti Muhammad Anwar and my matric number is AM240801638. So today I would like to present my final year project, which is the title is the role of supportive activities in enhancing language and communication skills among preschool children. The first one is introduction. Early childhood is known as one of the most important stages in child's development. At this stage, children are still exploring and learning many new things about the world around them. They start to develop important skills such as thinking skills, emotional control, social interaction, and most importantly, language development. Language and communication skills are very important because they help children express what they feel, what they need, and what they are thinking. When children are able to communicate well, they can participate more actively in classroom activities, ask questions, and interact confidently with their friends and teachers. In preschool, children are always surrounded by interaction. They talk with their teachers, play with their friends, and take part in different learning activities. All these interactions help them learn new vocabulary, understand how sentences are formed, and slowly improve the way they communicate. However, language development does not happen automatically. Children need support, encouragement, and opportunities to practice speaking. Because of that, teachers usually use activities such as storytelling, singing, rhyming, reading storybooks, role-playing, and show and tell. These activities create fun and meaningful opportunities for children to practice communication while enjoying the learning process. Background of the study. Language development plays a very important role in children's academic success and social development. Many studies in early childhood education show that children who develop good communication skills at an early age usually perform better in school. This is because language helps children understand instructions from teachers, ask questions when they are confused, and express their thoughts more clearly. When children can communicate effectively, they also feel more confident participating in classroom discussions. Early exposure to language is also very important for literacy development. When children listen to stories, songs, conversation, and reading activities, they slowly develop their vocabulary and listening skills. This early experience will later help them learn reading and writing when they enter primary school. In Malaysia, the importance of communication skills is clearly highlighted in the Curriculum Standard Prasekolah Kebangsaan (KSPK). One of the main components in the curriculum focuses on communication development, including listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. However, even with this emphasis, some preschool children still face challenges when communicating. Some children have limited vocabulary, while others may feel shy or lack confidence when speaking in front of others. Because of this, teachers need effective strategies to support children's language development. Problem statement. Communication skills are very important for children's readiness before entering primary school. When children start primary school, they are expected to understand instructions, answer questions, and interact with their classmates and teachers. However, in many preschool classrooms, teachers notice that some children still struggle with communication. For example, some children have a limited vocabulary, so they find it difficult to express their ideas clearly. Others may understand what the teacher is saying, but they feel shy or afraid to speak in front of others. Another issue is that some children may not have enough opportunities to communicate actively in the classroom. Language development is closely related to interaction. When children do not have many chances to speak, ask questions, or participate in conversation, their communication skills may develop more slowly. Because of this challenge, teachers need effective teaching strategies that can encourage children to communicate more actively. One of the approaches that is often used is supportive activities because these activities combine learning, play, and interaction in a fun way. Therefore, this study focuses on understanding how supportive activities can help improve language and communication skills among preschool children. Research objectives. This study focuses on three main research objectives. The first objective is to determine the level of language and communication skills among preschool children. In other words, the study wants to understand how well children are able to express their thought, respond to questions, and communicate with others in the classroom. The second objective is to identify the types of supportive activities that teachers usually use in preschool classroom. These activities may include storytelling, singing, rhyming, reading storybooks, role-playing, and show-and-tell sessions. All of these activities give children opportunities to practice speaking and interacting with others. The third objective is to examine how the supportive activities help improve children's communication skills. The study will look at whether these activities help children develop better vocabulary, form sentences more clearly, and build confidence when speaking. Conceptual framework. The conceptual framework explains the relationship between supportive activities and children's communication development. In this study, supportive activities are considered the independent variable. This means they are the main factor that may influence children's communication skills. Examples of these activities include storytelling, singing, rhyming, reading storybooks, role-playing, and show and tell. Besides that, teachers also play a very important role in facilitating these activities. Teacher facilitation includes guiding the children, encouraging them to participate, asking questions, and creating opportunities for them to speak and express their ideas. The dependent variable in this study is children's language and communication skills. This includes several aspects such as vocabulary development, sentence formation, verbal expression, and confidence when communicating. The framework suggests that when supportive activities are used consistently and teachers actively guide the children, it can help improve children's communication abilities. Literature review. Previous studies show that language development is strongly influenced by social interaction and the learning environment. Children usually learn language through communication with adults, teachers, and their friends. Supportive activities in the classroom are very helpful because they give children many opportunities to practice communication. These activities are usually interactive, fun, and engaging, which makes children more interested in participating. For example, storytelling helps children learn how vocabulary and improve their listening skills. When children listen to stories and try to retell them, they learn how to organize their ideas and express them using words. Singing and rhyming activities are also beneficial because they help children recognize sounds in words. This skill is known as phonological awareness, and it is very important for early reading development. Role-playing activities are also useful because they allow children to act out real-life situations. For example, they may pretend to be doctors, teachers, or shopkeepers. Through these activities, children practice conversation, learn to take turns speaking, and build confidence in communicating with others. Methodology. This study used a qualitative research design because I want to understand teachers' experience and perspective regarding supportive activities in preschool classrooms. The study also used a phenomenological approach. This approach focused on understanding the experience of the participants and how they interpret those experiences in their daily teaching practice. The participants of this study are preschool teachers who are currently teaching young children. Around 5 to 10 teachers will be selected to participate in the study. The sampling method used in purposive sampling. This means the participants are selected based on specific criteria such as their teaching experience and their involvement in preschool education. To collect the data, the researcher will use 3 methods. To collect the data, I use 3 methods, which are questionnaire, semi-structured interviews, and classroom observation. These methods will help provide a better understanding of how supportive activities are implemented in preschool classroom. Data analysis. After collecting the data, the next step is analyzing the information using qualitative data analysis methods. The first step is the coding process. In this stage, I carefully review the interview transcript and observation notes to identify important statements or ideas related to supportive activities and communication development. After that, similar codes are grouped together to form teams. These teams represent common patterns or ideas that appear in the data collected from the participants. Once the teams are identified, I interpret the findings to understand how supportive activities influence children's language and communication development. To ensure the reliability of the study, I also use triangulation. This means comparing information from different sources such as questionnaires, interviews, and observations to ensure the findings are consistent and reliable. In conclusion, language and communication development is a very important part of early childhood education. Children need many opportunities to practice speaking, listening, and interacting with others in order to develop strong communication skills. Supportive activities such as storytelling, singing, rhyming, role-playing, and show and tell provide fun and meaningful opportunities for children to practice communication in the classroom. Teachers also play a very important role in guiding these activities by encouraging participation, asking questions, and creating a supportive learning environment. Teachers can help children become more confident in communicating. Overall, this study hopes to provide useful insights on how supportive activities can be used effectively in preschool classroom to support children's language and communication development. So that's all from me. Thank you.